Guys, beer, sports. Join Sean and Brad as they talk about sports and share a beer. From the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. Over to you, boys.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Sean and Brad, Guys Beer Sports. We are here today with my brother, Mark Tesh. Mark, hello. How are you?
Doing well.
Sean, you?
Oh, buddy, I'm having a great day. Great day today. Yeah,
It looks like it. Back with the Russell Wilson jersey.
Well, we'll get into that story there. I actually felt sorry for the Pacific Northwest boys, so I'm showing my support there. We'll get into that there in a moment. You know, it's one of my many jerseys that I don't have of a Buffalo Bills one yet there. So I used to have a Buffalo Bills shirt. I still haven't bought a jersey yet. I'm sorry, I haven't seen a quarterback that I like till now.
Well,
anyways, though, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead. What were you about to say, Brad? You're about
That's
to say something.
the long way into it, I guess.
It is. It's roundabout. But
you only buy quarterback jerseys? Is that the thing?
No, sometimes I'll buy defensive ends too.
You couldn't have a Thurman Thomas or Jim Kelly or something. Bruce
Jim
Smith,
Kelly.
maybe?
Jim Kelly. Yeah, Bruce Smith. Jim Kelly is a quarterback. What are you talking about, Brad?
I know,
yeah.
but you said you couldn't have one of their jerseys as a holdover.
I've
got a Steve Largent and a Cortez Kennedy jersey just because.
I think they had a good kicker.
Yeah, it brings me joy and sadness all at the same time with Jim Kelly jersey or Thurman Thomas jersey because that's 4 straight Super Bowls we just didn't win, you know. But we did get to 4 Super Bowls.
Do you have a Bruce Smith Washington Redskins jersey?
How about we just stop right there? All right, I want to get into what I'm drinking here today. So I got 2 beers that I'm going to be going on the go. I just decided. So right now we're back into a COVID shutdown. 25% people in, la-di-di-da-di-di-da-di-di, all these rules here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Makes sense right now, this time and moment and everything we're doing, right? Anyways, though, these guys are still waiting to get into the liquor stores here. So until then, I'm probably going to buy a few more of these cans and promote them. Old Biddies over in Cobequid Road, Lower Sackville. Listen, I spent some time with the owner there, Chris, and great guy. So this here is a porter, tall, dark, and handsome. We talked about that. This one's called the Disco Inferno Red IPA. Cool. Absolutely amazing.
I was gonna say that looks great. Yeah.
It's really good. These guys, they just pretty much open up and just want to make sure that you guys go down on Cobequid Road. You cannot miss where they are at. If you go down there, you'll see their nice 3 area to sell beers. Go pick up some beers, support them. They'll be into liquor stores here soon enough. Mark, what are you drinking?
Ghost Fish again, because that's what's available to me in the gluten-free variety. This is a Belgian white.
What was the difference from that one and this one? The same?
From which one?
On Thursday.
Oh, on Thursday. Oh, that was a grapefruit IPA.
How dare you forget what he was drinking?
Yeah. Remember
chocolate analogy you tried to make.
Yeah.
I just dropped.
I could have done a pumpkin ale and decided to not.
No, I love pumpkin ales.
Yeah, so I went with the Belgian white. That was my 3 choices this week. See, I'm limited. They have some other really great beers, just your more basic IPAs and your German styles, but I couldn't get my hands on them, so this is what I have in the fridge.
Sounds good, man. I'm still sorry about that there, Mark.
That's all right. It really is.
All right, Brad, bring that bad boy up here.
Flyers, once again, the official beer sponsor of Guys Beer Sports. Thanks to Tony and the group. This is a brand new beer they've got this week. It's a hazy IPA. They call it the F15 Strike Eagle. Tony told me every year they brew a beer with an F in it in the year, and that becomes it. So like last year was the F14 Tomcat. This is the F15 Strike Eagle, hazy IPA. You can find them, folks, on the corner of Whidbey and 20 up here at Whidbey Island. And they have all kinds of good takeaway specials. We had lunch there yesterday. Man, I tell you what, it was just a phenomenal experience. You can order online. You get the wings to go, you get a growler to go. Man, it makes it so easy. Just order online, pull up, they'll come out, drop your food off to you. It's all sealed off in a safe takeaway bag. So thanks to Flyers and the crew for not only being the official beer supplier for Guys Beer Sports, but also for just providing great service to our community. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I hope you're drinking my share there, Brad.
I'm definitely drinking your share.
Absolutely. Man, what a busy, since Thursday till now, a lot of things has happened in the world of sports, like things that that were said.
Cheers.
Things that were said, things that has happened. I did want to get your guys. So we're, you boys are strong Pacific Northwesters, right? Northwesterners. Yeah. I'm sorry. I've adopted Seattle when in my time over there. It's hard not to get into that whole 12th man. There is a reporter here. His name is Donovan Bennett. They call him DJ here on Sportsnet. And so I consider him to be actually pretty well educated as far as it comes to sports and things like that, especially here in Canada. He ended up making a statement that I did not see eye to eye with him on that. And sorry, Donovan. And I'm just wondering what you boys think. Basically, he stated that Russell Wilson shouldn't be even looked at for the MVP this year, that it's basically just going to be Patrick Mahomes. And regardless, whichever way you look at it, it's just kind of harsh to say that, though, because to me, it's like Russell Wilson is Seattle. Secondly, he said that he was gifted his first Super Bowl by that defense, and he never threw over 200 yards in any game that he won during that run. And that basically he was to be blamed for that interception there at the end of the second Super Bowl there against New England Patriots. This is paraphrasing. Okay. This is paraphrasing, but I was a little bit, my feathers got ruffled, and I'm not like, I like Russell Wilson, but it's not like I'm there. Like my number one team really is Buffalo, and then it'll be Cleveland, and then these guys here. And I love Russell. Russell to me is a quarterback of our generation there from 2010, right? Well, our generation, heck, I guess I go back to Brett Favre, but you understand what I'm saying though. It's just that somebody that I actually saw for the past little bit come up, and I'm very surprised to hear this, that he was gifted. He's not Joe Flacco.
Well, yeah. First of all, I think that it's nice to know you'll have one NFC team and two AFC teams. That's comforting. But when you talk about MVPs, I feel like to bring up all these other things is garbage. It's not. We're not talking about his Hall of Fame induction. We're not talking about the greatest player of his generation or the top 100 quarterbacks or those things. We're talking about this year, 2020. MVP season. Why are you going to bring up this old stuff? First of all, it's irrelevant. It's silly. That's a silly argument to make. I don't even know. I can't even really justify what he's saying. He's not even saying anything well. So go watch the tape. Watch Russell Wilson make plays, do those things. It is what it is. Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. He's a generational guy. He's always going to be in the argument for MVP as long as he plays. Likely, if he plays on this level. He also has a phenomenal offensive line. He's got great weapons on the outside. He's got world-class running backs. And then he has an all-pro tight end who can catch anything in his way.
Right.
So does Patrick make plays? Absolutely. Go watch tape. I'll show you who else makes plays. It's Russell Wilson. So,
and that's, yeah.
I think I can shut it.
Yeah, I got a lot to say on this.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Number one, he's wrong. Defenses win championships. That's very well known. That's always been the thing. And we had a phenomenal defense in 2013. I agree with Brad. It's irrelevant to an MVP. Yeah, of course. It was not a gift. Russell was pretty young still then, and he was doing phenomenal. And then the years since then, he has literally carried the team on his back. And so you can say that he has needed a defense like all quarterbacks need a defense to win a championship.
How about an O-line? So he's not scrambling it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this year's been a little different. It's been a little bit better, but we've been suffering on the other side. And so
has it been that much better? Like, I think you might have one extra player that knows how to play the position.
Well, the penalties have been way better.
Yeah, the penalties have been better.
It's
been better. I mean, you're talking about, still being able to win with a fourth or fifth string running back.
Yeah. The last 3 years, we've been banged up at running back. I mean, so there again, and Russell has been consistent, very consistent. And I think that's what makes him great, is that he puts up big numbers on a consistent basis. He puts the team on his back. He does the things. We watch him week in, week out. We scrutinize him. We get the benefit of having him in our city, and he's phenomenal for our city. He's a leader all the way around.
Yeah.
On and off the field.
Something that Brad told me that he believes that there's a bias, and I'm wondering if you agree with this too, Mark, is that there's a bias against players that are playing in that Pacific Northwest because you're not getting that same marketability as you would if you were playing in, let's say, Green Bay, or you're playing in,
Oh, for sure there is, but I don't mind it at all.
I mean, yeah.
It goes all the way back. I mean, Sean Kemp and Gary Payton would have been national treasures if they would have played in a different market.
Yeah, and really before Russell signed his last contract, there was a ton of sports talk guys talking about, oh, he's going to go to the Giants. He needs the New York market to really take his career to the next level. And Seattle decided to pay him. He wanted to stay, and I don't know if we'll ever see another quarterback like Russell Wilson in Seattle. I mean, how many teams get a guy like a Patrick Mahomes or a Russell Wilson? It's
right. Well, it's rare. You talk about quarterbacks that can do those things, and the list is short. And then, the other thing is we talk about what most valuable player means. I think you take Patrick Mahomes off that team, I think they still make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If you take
I agree with you.
Team, nope, we're not making the playoffs. We're in the bottom end of the deal.
You have a look at that Kansas City lineup right now, right? So you got Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, you got now Le'Veon Bell, the young running back that they just picked up there, Hilaire.
Yeah, Edwards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's having a good season, but then Travis Kelce. I mean, that is a lot of weapons that you have on that one offensive side.
It's fantastic.
And that's even with your top, I think one of your top centers there, the French Canadian boy there that decided to opt out this season to be a doctor.
I think he plays guard for them, but
guard.
He's an all pro level, or at least a Pro Bowl level.
You know what? Let me look this guy up. What's his name? That's terrible. That's terrible. I don't know it at this moment here. Right guard. Let's speak more about this there. So I feel bad for Donovan. That he said, no, I don't feel bad for Donovan. I don't know why he said that. How about that?
Well, Russell also, Seahawks fans will have to forever talk about that one stupid play. But he was also not calling his own plays at that time. Yeah. And it's a play that if you're a Seattle fan, you actually saw that play run several times with great success. And Pete Carroll took blame for it. Russell Wilson threw it. It was bang, bang.
Brandon Browner made a play by shoving Jermaine Kearse into that whole route and blowing it up and giving Malcolm. I mean, that was
It sucks. It sucks. I mean, it was the most painful sporting experience I think that we had ever experienced.
I remember that. I was watching and I went straight down to my knees. And all I kept thinking is like, why did Pete Carroll do this? I didn't blame this on Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson is his third year as a quarterback. He's not exactly sitting there going, I'm going to make this plays. He's not Peyton Manning. He's not any of those guys. He's doing what the coach has told him to do.
And you know who else isn't calling their own plays right now is Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you have a genius like Andy Reid there. Why would right?
Just from the argument, right, that if that play is Russell Wilson's fault, then Patrick Mahomes doesn't get credit for his stuff either.
Yeah.
Like you can't go both ways, right? Like you can't say that, it's Russell's fault for executing a terrible play call. Patrick Mahomes doing this. It's just silly. The whole thing, that's a silly argument.
It is. And you know what, Donovan, DJ, whatever you want to be called. I mean, I'm not trying to call you out, but at the same hand, I am. And I'd like to hear your views on this because it's kind of ridiculous, I think. So anyways, it's Laurent Duvernay Tardif. So I just wanted to get that right because he went to McGill over here. He did walk out and took the season off to be a doctor on the front lines there during this COVID. So, I mean, hats off to him. I believe that his jersey right now is in Canton.
This year, right? Because I feel like talking about old things for MVP is terrible.
I mean, in the middle of December last season, which was kind of a throwaway season for Seattle, just because it was pretty clear they had to rebuild and do all these things. They still make the playoffs. We were at the Russell's a part of the Sounders owner group, the Seattle Sounders. He's part of that owner group, and with Ken Griffey Jr. now, which is pretty sweet. I don't know if you guys talked about that, but that's pretty cool.
Well, we talked about Drew Carey being part of it.
Yeah, they're all in on that. It's pretty Macklemore. I mean, it's a really cool, Seattle.
Still around?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I mean, he made a bunch of money, and he's
those are becoming like the large movers in Seattle, which is an interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they may not be on the national stage anymore, which is great. I think they're fine with that. They're taking what they made and they're putting it back into their city, And so, but we were at the because Seattle won the cup and they're doing the big parade through town. The Sounders did, and Russell's up there. No,
Mark,
I'm just telling you,
rubbing that in,
Mark? This is going to a point. I don't remember who they beat.
Oh yeah, and then going to a point because it just sounds like you're just waving a big old banner down there. That's what it sounds like to me.
But I'm saying this is middle of December. Yeah. Russell, this team is obviously struggling, but Russell has kept us in it. And this is what I'm saying is that, and he's going down the street. And in the national media at that time, he was still in MVP contention, even though the team was, and he's holding the Sounders trophy. I got pictures of it and video of it. And the streets are packed with people chanting MVP at a Sounders victory parade.
Right.
Yeah.
So last year I was on the ship. We were doing something going around there. I can't really get into it. All I know is that I was watching Sunday Night Football, and it was Seahawks against the Niners. And I believe it was the first meeting between them. And the Seahawks ended up pulling out, because I remember they split the series that last year. Yep. But that was one of the best games I saw all of last season. Right. And I'm sure
the 49er games last year were phenomenal.
They were.
The last one was a goal line tackle.
Yeah, they tackled Hollister at the goal line. They had to review to see if he got the ball in, and he didn't. And so that would have been for the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
That's exactly it. And that's what I'm saying is that this is the kind of team that Seattle has been putting out there. And this, through no fault of Russell Wilson or anybody like that. They just DK Metcalf was a rookie last year. Mm-hmm. You still had no O-line. Your defense was probably a little bit better than this year's defense. And really, I think that's your bane. That's your bane.
The defense last year wasn't good till middle of the year when they got Quandre Diggs to come in and play in that back end with Bradley McDougall. And then this year with Jamal Adams, with KJ Wright being healthy. This is a better year for.
Yeah, but
it's become a better year.
Yeah, Jamal Adams was injured for quite a bit of time there, so. Mm-hmm. Definitely doesn't.
I want to talk quickly about Russell Wilson's stats this year and how they stack up with the rest of the league. And so, Deshaun Watson's the number 1 quarterback, but he's got one more game. So we can kind of throw that one out. But then we talk about Mahomes has 2 less completions than Russell Wilson.
Right.
His completion percentage is 68%. Russell's is 71%. I'm rounding up a little bit for both.
Yeah.
Their yards are 30, 35, and 29, 86. So we're within 50 yards of each other.
Right.
Average completion is 8.1 to 8.2. Yards per game, 303 to 298. Touchdowns, 30 touchdowns for Russell, 27 for Patrick. The interceptions are more, but that's Patrick, right?
Right.
What is that?
It's 10 to 2, but Russell's got 5 in 2 games that are terrible. That. You throw those in. It's just
and with a crap run game at the moment.
Oh
yeah, well, you're playing with your 4-string running back, right? And then so all those things, right? But then to say that's the deal, Matt Ryan is 4th.
Matt Ryan, yeah, 4th in what? In all
overall, and just in yards, right?
Well, in yards,
this is terrible. He's got more completions than Patrick Mahomes does. Matt Ryan does. Similar amount of yardage. Average yards per game is there.
Well, on my fantasy team, I have Matt Ryan on my bench, and I have Deshaun Watson starting, and it's been a hard call.
Yeah, but here's where it comes together for me. How many sacks Patrick Mahomes has this year? 12.
Right.
Russell, 33.
No, it's crazy.
That's a big stat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, have a look at this though. This is what I look at, because to me, this is what it means something to me, right? So 30 touchdowns for Russell Wilson. What's
33.
his all? 33
Oh yeah,
now?
30. You're right. I was looking at sacks again. 33.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. 30 touchdowns, 27 for Patrick Mahomes, right? Josh Allen is dropped off drastically. Then you have Aaron Rodgers up there with 29, right? So
Yeah.
the interceptions, I mean, it's 10. Okay. Yeah. It's up there. It's up there. There's no denying that.
But this is the first time that Russell's been asked to throw the ball as much as he's been.
Exactly.
There's
But
the whole movement for it.
come on,
Anyway.
10 interceptions to 30 touchdowns. You still got 5 games
to,
left.
to 33 sacks.
Exactly.
I mean, I think
That's-
that favors Russ when you're talking about an MVP. Like he's been under that much pressure and still
that much
producing
pressure.
that.
Exactly. I do not, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, let's be careful. Nobody's trying to say that Patrick Mahomes is not all that in a bag of chips.
You know
But-
who else? No, you know who else? Who has the most sacks? There's only one person that has more sacks than Russell Wilson. You want to guess who it is?
Is
Carson
it Carson?
Wentz.
I was just gonna say, is it Carson Wentz?
40.
40. How many of those were fumbles?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll see if
I heard it last week. I don't remember what it was, but I
A
remember
lot.
that. Yeah, he's had a lot already this year.
And then it becomes Joe Burrow at 32, and then it's Matt Stafford, Daniel Jones. I mean, there's no one in. Well, yeah, there's Deshaun. But like
Matt Stafford, does he stink or what? I watched that game Thursday. I was just
Matt
disgusted.
Stafford looks like who he always has been to me.
Well, yeah, here you go. Here's more of that argument for Russell Wilson, though, is that Matt Stafford's getting hit less, getting sacked less, and not producing.
And you have a look at some of his wide receivers he has. He has some good wide receivers out there. It's not like he just
Well,
has.
and you can't make that argument this year about Russell because Russell has some good receivers. The catch is, Travis Homer and DJ Dallas are the running backs until last week have been going. So
Right.
that's difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, raise
You
your hand.
haven't
Do you know where they went to college?
Who are we talking about?
Travis Homer and DJ Dallas.
No idea.
I mean, they were teammates, right, at Miami, but we
Okay.
know that because we're fans of the team.
Right.
But that's the 4th and 5th string running back. About Bo Scarborough coming in and getting hurt. I mean, that's
I was
whatever.
excited. I was excited for Bo because we
was
picked
too.
him up in the draft and then we let him go, right? And then he's made
Yeah,
his
he
way
spent a
back.
little bit of time here and then came back.
But I liked him coming out of college. I thought he would be a nice big back, and I was bummed to see him get hurt.
Yeah.
But
He just can't stay healthy.
yeah,
Well, anyways, I think we made a point here about Russell Wilson. And that's how strong I feel about it. I wanted to wear a jersey there in support. I may be changing in the next little bit. So something that we're famous for is Sky Dome underneath the CN
Well,
Tower.
I mean, something that Seattle was famous for is the Kingdom, and we imploded it however many years ago.
Yeah, but the Kingdom that was in like Tacoma.
no, there's a Tacoma Dome and a King Dome, and
Yeah.
the King Dome was
King Dome?
larger.
Yeah.
It's where Safeco Field is now.
Okay.
They took it down to build Safeco.
Okay. Well,
And,
that,
and
that was
then,
a good idea.
and then, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we're calling the Seahawks Stadium now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Lucas
Toronto.
Field.
I mean, this is what Toronto's known for, right? The CN Tower, and then the Sky
Uh-huh.
Dome underneath. it.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to
But
buy
I'm
any,
telling you, Seattle was known for the Kingdom just like that. It was the loudest place in America.
it was a big concrete dome and both the Mariners and the Seahawks played there.
okay, I feel good when you guys say that. My big thing is that they have to be able to rebuild in the same area. They cannot move it to a different area.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what
way
they
down.
did that's what they did here
Yeah.
in Seattle. And there was a lot of conversation. Key Arena is another one for us that was a big landmark right downtown, right? I mean, it's right next to the Space Needle.
Okay.
And they were going to tear it down. They're going to rebuild it. They're going to do all these things. They really wanted to move it down by Safeco Field and have like a triplex there, so they could have big concerts.
Also Russell Wilson.
Yeah, also Russell.
Mhm.
And then someone outbid them, and they're redoing Key Arena where it is at the heart. And to be honest with you, like I love the idea of that stadium being by Safeco Field and Lumen Field. But downtown it's a beautiful place to go watch a sporting event. Like those were the fun Sonic games. You could walk, all the good restaurants, and you were downtown right now, right
Yeah.
in the,
Through
good part.
Seattle Center. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And it's
So-
a new concert venue out to the backside. The Kraken are going to play there. I mean, it's phenomenal.
It's
Worst
Seattle-
worst
Seattle's gonna
stadium
be on the
name.
spot.
Yeah.
What's the stadium name going to be?
Climate Pledge Arena by Amazon. It's horrible. We're gonna come up with a better name. It's gonna be
I hope.
it's gonna be the crack house. That's it. It's already decided. They did it to themselves.
Man.
Well,
Well,
the
the
want to
Kraken,
name its franchise name or post touchdown celebrations.
the Seahawks receivers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's some good ones there. There's
Yeah.
some good ones. I'm so glad they brought that back in the NFL.
Yeah.
So glad.
Yeah.
Because except for Odell Beckham's one there that one year
Oh yeah,
where he did the dog pee.
The-
I'm like,
yeah.
Like,
I think there was a deuce drop at some point too with the ball. Yeah.
oh yeah, he did.
I
Yeah.
think that was Golden Tate.
Oh.
Golden.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm trying to. Yeah. Again,
on,
there's
guys.
like there's that fun time, and then there's that line where you're kind of like, yeah.
Why?
The
Why
line
have
for
you done
the line
that?
for me is
Why?
Randy Moss pretending to moon the fans. For
Uh-huh.
Bay was hilarious. But
I think
like-
that's fine. That's good. Yeah.
that's the line for me. Everything south of that is off limits.
I mean, I remember a time when like Terrell Owens was getting fined for hiding a marker, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he hide
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
marker
yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
signed a ball and threw it in the
Yeah.
stands? And I'm like, I mean, that's cool. You
That
know?
is cool.
Yeah.
Well, what
So-
was Ocho Cinco doing with the golden jacket? He put it
Yeah.
on there.
My favorite one is Joe Horn hiding the cell phone in the pad of the field goal.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or he called his kid to tell him that he scored. That was hilarious.
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff. I mean, that's the thing. That's the stuff that they should keep.
Yeah,
They should keep
yeah.
it. I don't know. Putting a fine on it though, kind of like even made it for a time there. Even kind of made it a little
little bit-
better because
yeah,
you're
because
like, yeah, that
I'm-
guy's just
I'm-
spent money. You know,
You know what I mean? I spent money to make me feel better. You know,
Yeah.
he's giving me his artistic rendition.
that guy
of
just
what
threw
this
15
touchdown
grand
is,
into the stands. You know,
just to give me an artistic rendition of that touchdown. I'm always going to remember that touchdown. Then
Yeah.
you know, yeah. I agree with you.
That
But
stuff's
biting the penis,
You gotta
no.
think about just
No.
like the for me it's always like the theatrics of it, right? It's Joe Horn's cell phone, or it's because that guy that Terrell Owens ran up to and he signed the football for was his financial advisor who happened to just be office out of Seattle. And so like
Right.
the odds of that touchdown working are slim when you're only going that way one half of the game. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I think
Right.
that stuff's beautiful. Like
Yeah.
I still watch whenever that pops up. I'll watch Ocho Cinco's mic'd up clips. Oh man, it's some of the best comedy ever. Have you guys seen it?
no.
Oh yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
gotta go watch it. We'll put it up.
I watched Football Life there with Ocho
Yeah,
Cinco.
he tried to tackle Ray
Yeah.
Lewis. He tried to block Ray Lewis, and Ray Lewis just destroyed him. He comes with a sideline. He's like, I didn't think Ray was that big. He's like, I thought I had him.
Yeah, Ray's a bad man. Yeah.
Hey, Brad, do we have a question there for Mark? Did we ask him this one yet or no about Khalil Mack and Derrick Henry?
Oh, I don't think we've asked him.
We haven't asked him yet. This is an ongoing thing here, Mark. So you
Okay.
got to answer this. What would you rather?
Oh,
So, Brad, go ahead and give him the what
Would you rather be tackled by Khalil Mack or have to tackle Derrick Henry?
I like both those guys a lot.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to put them against each other, and I was going to have to choose that. This is worse.
Yep, that's
Man, would I have to complete the tackle?
you have to hit it.
You'd have to attempt it.
Yeah.
You have to attempt it.
Same.
So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get tackled hard. I don't think I'm going to be able to tackle Derrick Henry, but at least I can put my body in the way. I
Did
think
you
I'm.
see what happened to Josh Norman when he tried?
Yeah, dude. Yes, and
That's where this came. That's where this comes from.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think, man, I think I would have to go with. I would have to try to tackle Derrick Henry.
Oh, he's somebody on my camp. I said
Because-
that too.
Dude, have you ever seen guys get laid out by? I
By
mean,
Khalil Mack or any
Listen,
defensive
listen,
guy?
my argument is like it's a car wreck that you see coming versus one of diving into one. Like
oh,
I just tighten up and let him hit me because I don't know that you can go home after you get tackled. Like what Josh Norman had happened to him. How do you go home and look at your kids after that happens to you?
well,
Trust you
the
to
question
protect
was me, not a professional athlete. So I would go like, I'm a hero for putting my body there, and now I can't walk.
Mark, Give you a fist bump right now. There we go.
I don't know what screen you're on in mine, but
Yeah, so weird.
you're right here to me. So there you go.
So we have finally answered that age-old question.
Okay.
All right. So
That's tough though. It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. You almost
Makes
had
you
me there,
ponder.
Brad. I agree in principle, but if it's my body, I'm going after.
Your body, your
Truck.
choice.
Yeah.
So I saw Chappelle sticks and stones there this week,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh, it's
I
the first time seeing it.
first time seeing it.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
just been busy, and I was just in awe. Of course, I was laughing, right? But I was in awe of just watching a master do his thing, right?
Oh, so often I don't even laugh at Chappelle. I just go like, yeah.
Because it's
You're like, yeah, that's so funny. That is
It's
so
like-
funny. And you're not even laughing. Yeah.
yeah, he puts up a mirror on
It's
us.
so well crafted. Yeah.
But I had to laugh about LeBron James if he ever were to transition into a female and then go to the WNBA and get 840 points a game, and I'm just like, oh, come on, man, stop it,
Mhm.
right? But it's like,
He's not wrong.
He's not
Just-
wrong. Yeah.
Just to follow back up to our last conversation, Josh Norman is 6 foot 200 pounds.
I
Oh.
know he's a full-grown man. I understand this.
So you see what happened to him?
yeah.
I'm
Yes.
5'11", 195.
Yes.
So
Yeah, exactly.
I
Listen.
can't believe he's that small. Oh yeah. I don't know what he thinks he's doing out there trying to tackle him. At least go for the
job.
go for the shoestrings. That's crazy.
He's a man, Derrick Henry.
Man, I had him on my fantasy team his first 2 years because I thought he was just going to be everything. He did nothing, and then now
Little
he's
tall,
doing,
dark, and handsome.
now he's
here.
doing everything. Yeah, there you go.
second beer already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're behind.
Who is? Oh,
This hazy IPA from Flyers is unbelievable. It's so smooth. Like hazy IPAs are quickly become my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah.
were you guys?
Oh
you
yeah,
guys-
Derrick Henry. Have you ever seen the picture of Derrick Henry next to Mark Ingram?
Hmm.
That's all we need to know, right? Mark Ingram's, we can agree, is not a small man. I think he's like
No.
5'11", 235, maybe something like that.
And
No.
built. Yeah.
like DK Metcalf, Derrick Henry, is it Chase Claypool?
Yeah.
Those are all big boys, man. Big.
Yeah.
Hey,
Chase
shout
Young?
out.
Chase
shout out to
Young
my
or Chase
boy.
Claypool?
No, Chase Claypool. Shout out to my boy.
The wide
Joe
receiver.
Ontario.
The wide receiver.
Wide
Yeah.
receiver.
Oh,
Pittsburgh
okay, yeah.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Hey, proud Canadian. Thank you very much. You put Canada on the map there. You're probably the best player that we've ever had in Canada out there doing it. Keep doing your thing, boy. I don't care. I don't
10
care
games.
that you're I don't care that you're Pittsburgh Steelers, but keep doing your thing, boy. Keep doing your thing.
How long till you have a Chase Claypool jersey?
Oh, no, I probably will get one. Yeah. I probably will get one. Dude, that's the first Canadian Superman out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, I got a lot of respect for Tardif there. That's great. But this is a guy on the offensive side of the ball. It's
Well,
like-
that's the thing, right? We're not talking about Clowney, who's also a physical specimen. I mean, that guy is amazingly, he's just jacked, right? But we expect defensive linemen and offensive linemen to be big monsters.
Yeah.
Speaking of monsters,
DK Metcalf.
no, Mark and I
He is a
went-
monster. Yeah.
one time, Mark and I were at a Seattle Sonics game, and we ran across Light Divock in the tunnel.
Uh-huh. Vlad
Yeah.
Divac? Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Neither Mark or I are small nor not wide, and that
Yeah.
man was wider than the two of us standing shoulder to shoulder.
That's what was most impressive.
Yeah,
I was like holding 2 beers, and he saunters through the tunnel, and he's coming behind me, and he just brushes me, and I go, ooh, and I was like, and I turned and I looked up, and he was very, very tall,
Yeah.
but he was so wide that he didn't look. He didn't look real. Like I was like, what is happening?
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, that's what it is. When those guys are big, they're not just tall; they're huge. You know.
Yeah. Like I said, I wrestled with Hacksaw and that was a big man, and he was already out of his prime at that point. But that's a big man. Oh, Brad, Mark, I don't know if I told you this there. So I was trying to reach out to a retired UFC guy called TJ Grant, pride of Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
I guess he listened to our episode and decided to follow us.
Do lotion and jeans go together? An
Oh, do
India
they?
breathable experiment.
Sorry.
What is going on here?
This is ESPN ad for whatever, Nivea healthcare.
Oh, okay. I'll go with that. Lotion and jeans. I'm there. I'm talking about TJ.
Play the rest of
Lotion
the
and
ad if you wanna
jeans.
hear
I'm
it.
there.
Listen.
What the? Hey, TJ. I don't know. I didn't know that was going on. Anyways, though, hey, I'm begging you, TJ. I'm very first off, thank you for following us. But secondly, please come on to the show. I would love to talk to you. This guy was number one lightweight. Remember that lightweight challenger.
Yeah, I watched him play. Yeah.
He was next in line to fight Benson Smooth Henderson, got a concussion, had to back out. Anthony Pettis wins it, and the whole entire landscape then for him changed.
Yeah.
And here he is now. To me, I would love to hear his story. He is an amazing fighter that I remember. And I would just love to hear his story. I mean, for somebody to come out of here in Cole Harbour, besides not being a hockey player, amazing.
Impressive.
Yeah.
TJ, come talk to us.
Please. You know.
I thought Mark Ingram was bigger than he is. Mark Ingram's not that big. It's less impressive now. How tall do you think Mark Ingram is?
Well, now I
6'2"?
probably think 5'11", 5'10".
5'9".
Whoa.
Wow.
I mean, Derrick Henry's still 6'5", right? I mean, 6'5".
Well, what are you, Brad? You're like 6'2"?
I'm 6'3".
6'3"?
Between
Yeah, 'cause I always
6'5",
felt-
depending on what's 7'11" I'm watching. What?
No, I always felt that I was looking up to you. Like, you know, I always felt that I could pick you up, but I always felt that I was looking up to you. Yeah. It was like, I felt like a Canadian Wolverine at that point. It's just like, this is a big man.
A little bit.
You know, I'm right now super impressed with the way. Look, okay, so we've been talking about this actually. I'm super impressed with the way the NFL is trying to handle this COVID situation there. Upset that we couldn't watch probably the best game in football on Thursday. Upset that it got moved, and of course it's getting moved now to what, Tuesday?
Now it's Tuesday night.
Yeah. So something that they did with Buffalo, but Pittsburgh is and Pittsburgh's undefeated, but Pittsburgh's the one getting the short end of the stick on both of these here. So Tennessee Titans,
Well, all of them. Yeah, all of them.
yeah, like they were forced to take the bye then because Tennessee all had COVID. And now with Baltimore, it's like, well, we got to wait till Tuesday, and then who knows when we're going to play on Sunday? Or it's like crazy land.
I think at some point they're going to have to just have to start calling forfeits instead of cancellations.
Well, I mean, they don't have to face Lamar Jackson though, isn't he on the list?
Well, he is, but I think there's still an opportunity for him to get healthy. You have to get 2 negative tests in 24 hours, I think,
That's
or maybe
right.
that's college
Okay.
football.
That's right.
So right now he's out, but that doesn't say that
He will
could
stay out. Yeah.
stay out, which I mean for me feels like I mean, you know, I don't know, it's tough.
Yeah.
The NFL also closed all of the facilities to the teams through Tuesday. So
Wow.
the games will still go on, but the facilities are closed, you know, today, tomorrow and Monday. And so you have to wonder if there's not more, you know, if there's a lot of hand wringing and worry in the back end of it, because, you know, those are, they got real problems.
Oh yeah.
We saw, you know, I mean, today the Ohio State Illinois game is off. I mean,
That's
probably
right. Second straight one for Ohio State. Second
well,
straight one they had.
it's going to be a cancellation. It looks like that's going to knock
Yeah.
Ohio State out of the college championship playoffs, I think.
So
I think they have a chance.
as of yesterday, though, they said that so he did have a positive test, though. It's not just that he was in
contact tracing.
contact; he actually had a
Yeah.
positive test.
It might be college that I'm thinking of, where you have to have 2 negatives within 24 hours, and like that's how Nick Saban got back to coaching.
Sure.
Yeah, but didn't
Well, Nick Saban has it again too, so that's, you know, there's that.
he just got to stop licking doorknobs? Jeez.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Nick Saban's a serpent. Anyway.
that's what I'm saying is like, stop looking at those doorknobs. Just
Yeah.
wash your hands. You'll be okay. Wear a mask.
Virginia, Florida State's postponed today too. I mean, there's just a lot of, I mean, we talked about this a little bit on last Monday. We talked about it today, I think, because it's a bigger deal for Mark and I, is that the Apple Cup is canceled because Washington State couldn't put their players together.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that there.
It brought us that weird rule. Mark, did you know that you had to have 53 scholarship players before you could play in the Pac-12?
Nope.
Didn't either.
I mean, I knew that for the season. I didn't know that was just to field a
Yes.
a game. Yeah, I thought it was like on the roster or something like that. But yeah. But it's
I
more.
knew there was that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and now it looks more and more. We'll see, I guess, now if Washington picking up this Utah game on Saturday is a bigger deal than maybe we thought it was initially with them. With Oregon losing to Oregon State last night.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think that it's because BYU was kind of the other thing that was being tossed around, but it definitely puts Washington more in the national spotlight. It gives them a little better competition to prove. I mean, they come out and they beat Utah handily tonight. Then it's,
Well, they're in it, right? And then it puts them up in the Pac-12 North and gives them a shot. I think outside I root for if Washington or Washington State isn't in the Pac-12 championship, they said they play the Apple Cup that weekend.
Yeah.
December 18th. But at this point,
which is still, I mean, you're thinking about that. Let's say, the Huskies would play 6 games.
Yeah, it's silly.
And then they're in some kind of national ranking. I mean, I know it's just messed up in every division, but it's just kind of a weird, like, I don't even know what to do with it anymore.
It's hard to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
Yeah. We're going to watch the game today because it's fun to watch, but I don't know what any of it means at this point in the college football season.
Yeah. I found myself being conflicted last night after I watched Oregon lose and being like, okay, do I want to see the Huskies in the Pac-12 championship or I want to watch the Apple Cup? And I feel like I would rather watch an Apple Cup.
I don't know. It's
just a weird year. I don't think you want your team to go to the college playoffs.
I gotta be honest. I'm really upset that Ohio State's not going to be able to play for the championship. Maybe, perhaps, because of COVID.
Yeah.
Really, it's not because they lost games. It's because they had
and I think you would see a different landscape in college football if the players are getting paid. They would move games around more.
Yeah.
But they're not willing to move games. They'll move games to different Saturdays, but they won't move games to Sundays or next Tuesday, or they won't allow any of those things to happen.
Right.
Well, and that's what's so weird about some teams are going to have 10 games played. Some of them are going to have 4 games played. It's just, I mean, I kind of feel the same way where, like, why even risk it? And what does it really even mean to win anything this year in that regard? I think that baseball was pretty fair. I think hockey was pretty fair. The way that the NBA did the tournament, I think turned out pretty well. I think MLS
it was entertaining, but it was like, it wasn't the operative word being fair isn't that way, right? Because matters.
I think it means more. I think what we're seeing with college football is that it's meaning less and less and less. And I'm actually fearful that that's what's going to happen to the NFL. Is all these things start getting jumbled up, and if this thing keeps taking off, getting worse and worse and worse, it's going to mean a lot less. It's going to be a little COVID asterisk next to whoever takes it all. If it's
but I mean, if you use that same thing saying it's going to be COVID asterisks on football, then you have to paint the exact same brush onto baseball because it was shortened season.
Well,
the exact same thing with hockey.
They all played the same amount of games, though. I think
that's what I mean. Is that's more even, and that's
and
college football
hockey wasn't at that point, though, right? Like, don't forget that there was teams that were finished with less games and more games, right? Now it might be 3 or 4. It was the difference of that, but that's still, if you were to take 2 points that's 6 points that you're looking at a differential.
They end up doing a percentage, right?
That's right. They ended up doing a percentage, and they ended up then going in and playing that round robin style.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were some teams that's just like, well, you're above this, so therefore you don't have to worry about that placing, but we're still going to make you place.
Yeah.
So you could play a higher or lower seed, right? And then teams like Montreal, who really would never have made the playoffs, all of a sudden they played this round robin. They beat Pittsburgh, which is, I mean, congratulations to you. But then they're in the postseason, and then Toronto, who was actually ahead of Columbus, they play Columbus, which is a chippy team and definitely not something for Toronto. Like they're not
Sure.
a team for Toronto to play. That's a hard team for Toronto to play. And then we're eliminated from the playoffs. So, I mean, it's like, okay, then you could put an asterisk beside that and call it the COVID Cup then, right? So it's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
forgot that there was personal things in this.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But no, but I think college football is, because of the sheer number of teams, the sheer number just of divisions or conferences, that it just, I just don't see it turning out well. I think you're just going to get some guys in the playoff. There'll be a 4-game playoff, and that will be what happens. But I think there'll be a lot of people upset about who's in those 4 teams at this point.
You know what, though, is that you should be happy that you're at least getting the ability to watch sports, because
Yes,
it sucked when all sports was gone. It sucked.
absolutely. I'm not going to
It
complain about it,
sucked.
but I'm also not going to be super hurt when my team doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You can't agree with that, Sean, because you had an impassioned rant about your team.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be
wasn't-
sorry.
that wasn't-
the point.
Yeah,
That
it's a
wasn't
fine
really a
point.
waste
The same way about this season that I felt about the lockout season the NBA had, where it's 50 games and the Spurs won. There was an asterisk on the championship. That doesn't make it bad. The asterisk doesn't mean that the asterisk isn't, that they won under some nefarious context, right?
The only asterisk
this
that
wasn't
should
a
be on
complete
any
season.
championship should be Houston Rockets 2 when Michael Jordan decided to retire.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like the only asterisk should be the Houston Astros.
I was going to say the Houston Astros. Yeah.
Well, I was talking about, you were talking about NBA. I decided to bring that up as an NBA standard.
I'll take both those,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. You do bring up a great point about Houston Astros. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's a no-brainer. That was
Mhm.
clearly just, yeah.
You know,
Disregard.
Yeah.
you know, I'm just wondering, okay, so I'm optimistic that CFL is already talking about like a whole year in advance. They're talking about playing next year, right? Like, hey, we're still relevant, you know.
That's because the 21 calendars get ready to come out, and they have to know if they should put the Grey Cup on the calendars or not.
Is that your in-laws there that's in Regina there, Brad? And
Yeah. Cousin,
because
cousin
honestly,
Russell is a good time.
man, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Is like, Regina rhymes with fun. I'm like, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, that is a Saskatchewan person right there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I also had a good buddy of mine too, and he sent me tears. sent me crying there of why would you say that? But he was joking. He's a kidder. And it was just funny. Man, we've been getting a lot of emails here. People really loving what we're doing. I actually got one about the Honey Nut Cheerios, Brad. Like he was just like rolling. It's like,
Do you remember that, Mark?
No. Mm-mm.
Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Garnett got into this like all out fight on the court. Obviously a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about what are they called? Teletubbies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my niece, she's 21, 22, but I remember back in the 90s, they were like all together babysitting and we're watching Teletubbies because she was there. And there was like all those, and one of them was Lala, and there was the baby in the sun. And I'm like, what in the world? Who wrote this show? It's like somebody's on acid. Somebody's on heavy acid and wrote this show. It's like, what the heck? Oh, Yasmin, I'm so glad you grew up all right. So I don't know if you guys know. So this is a end of the month here. It's International Adoption Awareness Month.
Cool.
So you guys know this. The listeners, maybe some will. But we adopted our son out in Whidbey Island, Washington. We were there. He was from Yakima, Dion Comet. So I had talked to him beforehand. He said, yeah, please share my story. Please share about International Adoption Month. Anything that I can end up helping out with, I would love to. And we're so glad that we adopted them out there. We adopted them through the foster care system there in Washington. And let me tell you something, it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener when you do this, but you are literally saving somebody's life. Now when I look at him at 23, I just told him the other day, it's like, I'm super proud of him because he's holding down his job. He's got his place. He's got a girlfriend. He's got ambitions. And I'm just so proud of him that he took the opportunities that was given to him and really made something out of it. Now, of course, does he struggle with things like any of us would? Absolutely. And is he finding out about himself? Absolutely. And I'm so proud of him. Listen, it is International Adoption Week. Please, guys, if you ever thought about it, please have a look about doing your pride training, getting your home inspected, and seeing if you could get it to be a foster care parent or going in for adoption. You will not regret it. It is work, but you will not regret it. I just wanted to say that. Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I remember it. That was 10 years ago, 10 years?
7. Yeah.
7?
Yeah. 7 years ago. Yeah. Nikki was there. Nikki was there when we adopted him there, Brad.
Yeah, we have a few families in our group of friends that have adopted, and we try to be there for the support. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think Nikki will tell you we're not far off from that's on her heart heavy as our kids grow up and kind of move on, that she feels like we'll be in that same world. And it's really living out that kindness act, right? If you have the ability to help someone else, you should. And that's that's the move, whatever that world looks like. But especially the kids, it's hard for those kids. I remember meeting Dion and talking to him and just hearing his story and kind of piecing it together and just understanding just kind of where he maybe was mentally and why he had to be there, and just being heartbroken for him, knowing that there was so many other kids in his situation, being older, right? And not wanting to be. And people that's not want to take a chance on him, not want to put the work in and those things. And so, what you and Joanne have done is a beautiful thing, and encourage more people to do so.
And you got some Northwest in your family,
That's exactly it. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Believe it or not, any African American or if you want to say black or whatever your pronoun that you want to use, over the age of 12 was considered unadoptable. That's basically what we were told, is that they're unadoptable. How sad is that? So that was of course the first move that we made, because it's just like, no, you're coming with us. I'm so glad. glad. Was it hard work? Yeah, it was hard work. You're essentially taking a stranger. Not only that, but we're strangers to him. You know what I mean? So there's no opening up that's super easy here. I'm so proud of him right now. Like, you have no idea. And I'm trying right now not to shed a tear here, because I'm really proud of this kid. Not even a kid. He's a man now, and he's done so much in this short period of time to figure out who he is. And he's still just scratching the surface. So, I mean, you know how it is for all of us when we're becoming in our 20s. Exactly.
Figured out 23.
Exactly. When we were in our 20s, I mean, we were all lost. And with him, with what he was dealt with, plus doing what he's doing right now, I'm so proud of him. So proud of him. Dion, keep doing it. Keep doing it, son.
Dion, keep going, and shout out to you for having to live with Sean for a little bit. And I'm sure it made you tougher.
Could have been worse fates.
At least you bought a robe. Not everyone would have bought a robe, Sean.
Oh my gosh, man! I heard from Reed. I'm hoping he comes on a Monday there. So I missed his cranky his cranky comments there from Massachusetts. So, man, Mark, what do you do? What do you do now? Yeah.
Like for fun, for work, for
Agony. What do you do for agony these days, Mark?
Yeah, there we go.
Build houses in Anacortes, Washington. So I just
Wow.
I do a lot of project managing, a lot of finished carpentry. I'm a plumber by trade originally, so I do all the plumbing for the company, and yeah, I have a fun time. That's a cool little thing we got going up here. So yeah,
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know, the Tesh boys both into like sort of project management here, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, you ruin your back in the trade, so you gotta transition at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, I want to get into football here in a moment, but I did want to talk about this UFC fight. I want to talk about this Tyson fight. There's a lot going on this weekend, right?
Mhm.
The UFC fight, we had a look at Curtis Blades testing positive so last second here, right?
Yep.
So they have to move it. Now we got Anthony Smith, who we just saw in a fight not that long ago. He's the main event in this, right? So Anthony Smith versus Devin Clark. I am looking forward to this Josh Parisian fight because I saw him fight in the Dana White Contender Series.
Mm.
So I'm looking forward to that fight there. But I'm a little bit disappointed. I know they're moving it to UFC 256, that fight.
Yeah. But now we'll have to pay to watch it, which sucks.
That's exactly it. It was a free
Yeah.
fight. I was like, oh man. And now I'm being stuck. I'm being relegated to this Tyson fight. There's a YouTuber. Is there a YouTuber in this Tyson fight that's fighting
Jake Paul, Nate
yeah.
Robinson. Yeah.
Yeah, Nate Robinson. That's right. What?
Hey,
what
Robinson,
is-
yeah, former NBA player and Rainier Beach alumni. Robinson.
say that one more time, Brad.
Former
Robinson.
NBA player in Rainier Beach. Rainier Beach is a high school in Seattle that has produced a lot of NBA players.
So is
He's
this
got a
Is this his first fight? Is this his first professional fight against?
First
a
professional
YouTuber?
fight, yeah. I mean, he grew up in Rainier Beach, so I'm sure it's not his first fight, but
But first professional fight against his YouTuber. I mean,
yeah. And I mean, Nate Robinson is the same guy we talked about. This is a freak of nature. I mean, he's
Mhm.
not very tall. He's 5'8", I think, maybe 5'9".
right.
They say he's 5'9". He's probably closer to 5'8". Three-time dunk champion. You remember he jumped over Dwight Howard to win at one point.
That's crazy.
Played in
That's
the league
crazy.
for a long time, and even now you see him, and he's just this muscle
second.
bound explode. I mean, he played football at the University of Washington. After his NBA career, he tried out for the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know how far. I mean, he at least got a tryout to play corner.
Was he
for-
playing on the Knicks? Was he playing on the Knicks? This
Yeah.
Nate Robinson guy, and he did that birthday cake slam junk there. I
Yep.
know you're talking about now. Okay.
He's got a great fried chicken restaurant
Oh, yeah.
in Seattle. I think it's
Does he?
Capitol. It's right on Rainier Beach in Capitol Hill,
Wow.
right by Seattle University there.
That's
Eggs,
crazy.
wings, and waffles.
Yep.
Man,
Yeah,
Did you
chicken and
guys-
waffles.
Did you guys see the weigh-ins there for Tyson and Joey Jones?
as soon as I heard,
I checked
I
out.
heard the rules, I've lost a lot of interest.
So it's like 8 2-minute rounds. They don't have to wear headgear. They have 12-ounce gloves. The fight will be stopped if any man suffers a bad cut. And you got to sit there and hope to yourself that,
Roy Jones comes out in headgear, right?
yeah, if he wants, I guess, because it says
But
you
I'm
can.
more just, can we all agree he's going to?
Yeah, he's yeah.
And I
Obviously.
think the first sign of wobble that's over, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, this is just sad. Like, I don't even want to pay money for this. And I was
Oh,
really looking forward to it. What's that?
I'm not gonna pay money for it. That's terrible.
No. Why would I don't want to pay money for something that honestly is, I don't know, that kind of money. I'd pay $20 maybe at the circus to go watch it.
You know what? Yeah, what their market is like the guys that pay money to go watch Joe Montana throw passes to Jerry Rice last week.
Yeah, but you already know that like I bet you the price for this is like a crazy like $70 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's people that'll do it because it's nostalgic and whatever, but
Yeah,
like,
but $70.
I take Vegas all day.
Me too, all day.
by a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
Like-
surprised Mark said that. My quarterback is David Carr, and we're playing each other head-to-head in fantasy. And so
David
Oh.
Carr?
Derek Carr, whatever.
Derek. Yeah.
Wait a second. Wait. Didn't you just pick up what's his face there from Washington?
Alex
Smith.
Smith. Yeah,
So when did Derek?
I also
Carr
have
become
Taysom Hill.
available?
Do you think should I play Taysom Hill at Denver or should I play Carr at Atlanta.
Oh, I would play Carr at Atlanta. That's not even a question. But the thing is, though, is how did you get Carr?
I've always had him. I just don't like him.
So wait a second, you were playing Matthew Stafford and you decided to bench Carr all this time?
No, I've been playing Carr for the last 6 weeks. Stafford started hot. Stafford did
Yeah,
well for-
actually, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Listen, Mark and I are at the bottom. We're 1 and 2 flip
1
flopping
and
every
2.
week. So
Yeah.
it's not. We're not. We're
And,
okay.
and I've done it on the back of Watson. I mean,
Yeah.
he puts up fantasy numbers just because his team sucks. That's fantasy football. You got to
Hey,
play
listen,
players.
second highest paid quarterback right now in the league.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's got to be a reason for
Put no
that, right?
numbers. His defense leaves him alone,
All right.
which
So,
is
yeah.
the thing. Right? Russell Wilson would be like the Seattle Seahawks would be the Houston Texans if without Russell Wilson.
Were you guys surprised that Raiders KC game? Like that was a good game.
Yeah.
I was not surprised because I watched the first game.
Well, I watched the first game too, but we all said, but remember, Brad, you and I, we both said that, oh, I guess is KC going to give a smackdown to the Raiders?
Yeah.
But that was a closer game than what I thought. Like,
Well, divisional games always are. I mean, that
Usually.
Raiders have been built to compete with KC. I mean,
here's what I mean, like, you know, you have rivalry games no matter what, right? Like they're rivalry games in hockey and any sport, right? There's rivalry games. But in football, you could have the worst football team, the absolute worst. And it's a rivalry game, and somehow they show up and they're fighting like 3 weight classes above or 3. You know what I mean? Like they got heavy hits all of a sudden.
Yep.
That's why I'm there. And I'm like, for me, I'm interested. I'm interested in, well, not that, but I'm interested in yeah, I'm interested in the Dolphins and the Jets. Do the Jets win their first game?
Oh, I thought that was the game you were going to turn off.
I'm interested
You weren't
because the Dolphins and the Jets, I mean, Dolphins are still playing for a playoff spot, you know. And the
sounds like Tua is out too. He's very questionable.
So Fitzmagic got
I think he hurt his hip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he hurt his hip, and that's why Fitzpatrick came and got him. I think that's the problem. It wasn't playing well to begin with, right? But we saw him take that hit. I think that hip is bothering him.
Yeah. But it makes me wonder. It's like, okay, you know the Jets are going to show up for Dolphins.
Yep.
So it's like, I don't know. That's an interesting game. I'll tell you the games that stick out to me. Of course, Bills Chargers, because my Bills are going to run over the Chargers, even though Justin Herbert is going to become the rookie of the year. Like, I think he breaks every rookie quarterback stat.
Yeah, because Joe Burrow got smashed.
Yeah.
Smashed.
Unfortunate.
But I mean, I think it's
Mark,
gonna be
did you
a
watch
game.
that replay and watch his knee pop out and then pop back in?
Yeah, the stinking announcer, like it pops out. I'm like, that's the end of his kneecap. And then it pops back in, and then immediately he goes, "Oh, turn away if you're squeamish." I was like, "It already happened, man." I'm not that squeamish, but yeah, it was very visible.
Yeah. I was watching Red Zone when it happened. They're like, "Hey, we'll try to get you the replay," but they haven't shown it yet. And they showed it a couple, like when it came back around. They showed it a couple times.
It may
I
have
was like,
been Red Zone where I saw it and that they were showing it, and
Yeah.
then that he said it after. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you said that too late," but yeah, it was gnarly. I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Yeah, he's done for the year at least."
Oh yeah,
So,
I think they should hold
Chargers-
him out next year, honestly.
yeah. Chargers Bills, that's going to be interesting. I think that's a coin toss, quite honestly.
So, Sean, I haven't told you yet, but I have a soft spot for the Bills.
Mark, I knew that's
I
why
know.
liked you, man.
there's actually a photo somewhere running around of Mark and the Buffalo Bills.
I was the biggest Thurman Thomas fan that there was when
There's
I
nothing
was.
wrong. Nothing wrong.
It was
with
like
that.
3rd, 4th, 5th grade, because again,
Before he knew anything.
yeah, I mean, I was a Seahawk fan, but I didn't know anything. But like Thurman Thomas was the man, and
Yeah, the
and they were
problem-
they were in the Super Bowl every year,
Yep.
So I
It
yeah
was like
90,
the
91, so I was like
Seattle
10.
season.
Yeah.
I was like 9, 10, 11, 12. I
Yeah.
mean, that's pivotal years. And
That's
so,
pivotal years. That's developmental years.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
so I have a soft spot in him. And then this is not a slam. This is just some facts. They really haven't done much since then.
no.
And so they haven't had really a reason to hate
Listen,
on
I
them.
think they're a good team this year.
I like them.
I know Brad does not like them, but that's okay.
I like them. I don't like Josh Allen. I mean, I like him, but I don't like him as an elite quarterback. I like him the same way I like Roethlisberger before the allegations.
Whoa, Roethlisberger is
Ooh.
having an MVP season. Like seriously.
Early Ben Roethlisberger before the allegations.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't
Roethlisberger.
like Ben then either.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
I don't feel that way about Josh Allen
Yeah.
yet.
I only feel that way about
Gosh.
Roethlisberger because of what happened in the Super Bowl.
Man.
That was the referees.
We're talking about the 05, right? 05 Super Bowl.
05.
Yeah.
Ford Field. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Jerome
sad.
Bettis.
You know what's interesting is that you think that's going to be a good game, John. It's a 3-7 team coming into Buffalo, and Buffalo's giving away 4.5 points. And that Chargers defense is atrocious.
It is. I mean, the
But
thing
Justin
is,
Herbert probably throws for 300 yards.
I was just gonna say Justin Herbert's gonna he's a real thing. So I think that you're gonna look at a lot of numbers coming that way. Next game I'm looking at is Titans Colts. That to me, huge game. That's a huge game.
Yeah.
That's with massive playoff implications.
And
It's a
division
ri-
implications
A
too, right?
division. It's a rivalry game.
Well,
Colts,
that might be the difference between a home game and an away game for that team.
Yeah.
For the two teams.
absolutely.
I think it's interesting because I think you see a strong Indy defense and a strong Tennessee offense, right? So it's going to be one there.
And okay, does Derrick Henry do what he does and gets 40 yards for 3 quarters, and all of a sudden that fourth quarter gets 100 and something yards? All of a sudden?
Yeah, I think he does.
Like I think he does too.
I think he wears out the
He
defense.
just wears them out. Exactly.
There maybe wasn't a more prime example of who he is than watching him score in overtime last week.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
Unbelievable.
When it matters the
Unbelievable.
most, they did not want any part of him. 33 yards out.
And that pushes Baltimore out of a playoff spot. I mean, they're still in the hunt, but they got
Yeah.
pushed out. It was like, wow. Colts is number 1. If Tennessee beats the Colts,
Yep.
that's a crazy game.
It is. Yeah. I think I take Tennessee in that barely
Yeah.
Man,
in that matchup, but
I don't know who to take. I
Yeah.
don't know because they just beat Green Bay, the Colts, and it was a great game.
yeah.
I have to go with you, Mark. I have to say Tennessee as well. I mean,
Yeah.
what about you there,
Really?
Brett?
That's the upset, right?
They're giving in,
see the upset.
They're giving Indy 3.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Indy's at home and Indy's favored. Tennessee's the upset, but I think Tennessee's the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
Panthers, Vikings. I mean, it's a game that's going to happen.
Oh my
I'll watch if it's on, I guess. I mean, it's not like but yeah, great. That's going to be a game.
It's an early game. Yeah. I'll catch that on Red Zone.
Yeah.
We'll see the good parts from it.
There's no playoff implications.
It's Teddy Bridgewater going back into Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be fun,
You do have that drama. That's about it. There's not
about
much
it.
else. That's not.
We can watch Dalvin Cook run and see how many different ways he can pull his hamstring.
Yeah. So that's great. Browns Jaguars. Yes, Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Rocks.
They better win that one.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
This feels like a classic Cleveland game.
I think you can say there's
favorites on the road.
Yeah. They win
Yeah.
this one.
They win that one. They win that one. And if they don't,
Oh boy, then that's gonna be an epic.
it's a roll. Yeah.
That will be what we call here in Canada called the TSN turning point at that point. Then. So that is
7-point favorites on the road. Cleveland is.
Mhm.
Gardner Minshew coming back to play, it looks like.
Uh-huh.
Browns lose by 2 touchdowns.
The Browns lose by 2 touchdowns.
What is that? What you're saying? Oh wow,
That's a big.
okay.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I
like
like
it
I like
too.
where you're going with it, but
What?
it's not going to happen.
I don't like it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't. I just said I like it. Like I'm going along with. Yeah, I like it. No, I don't like it, Brad.
No, I like
Give
the
it some-
outlet. Yeah.
You'll
like
be
the
getting some
outlandish.
messages. Outlandish? Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
Mark, I'll give
That's
you
what
that.
I like about it.
You got some huevos on you.
I think you guys have another 50 push-ups you could put on that game.
No,
I ain't betting on that one. What in the world? That's crazy. First off, I don't know what Brad's talking
no one's
about.
bet on Browns games. That's far enough. That's far enough.
Giants Bengals. I think the Giants are going to become the number 1 seed in the NFC East.
So gross.
Isn't it? I do though. I think they've been close in every game. There's no Joe Burrows. They
Yeah.
win this game.
I think
They win
so
this
too. I think so too, but that's a battle for the bottom.
You're
Yeah.
looking.
The Giants are favored by 6. They have a 6-30, or whatever
Oh,
on the road. The Giants have almost the same spread as Cleveland does on the road.
Yeah, I mean Cleveland. I mean, honestly, Giants should win that game.
they should win
No
that
Joe
game.
Burrows.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
given.
Yeah.
So they're 1-4 on the road. The Giants are.
Yeah. But I mean, they were all close games. When you have a look at that, it wasn't like they're being blown apart.
No, and they're traveling to Cincy with no. I mean, there's probably a little bit of a crowd. Probably like Ohio's allowing some crowds still.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, some,
nothing,
yeah.
nothing to change anything. It's not.
No.
Yeah.
No. What was Mixon going to have the greatest game of his career against the Giants? No.
Is Mixon going to play? I think he's on IR, isn't he?
Oh, is he an IR? Whatever. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. Giants win.
Spoken by a true Browns fan.
Listen, Washington's in the hunt. The Giants are in the hunt.
Washington's not in the hunt; they're in the lead.
Did they? Yeah, I guess because they got their 4th win, right? Did they get
Yeah.
their 4th win? So they're in the lead.
You guys remember that I was
You were right.
my picks
You
on
were
Thursday.
right. Well, we were talking about that. We were saying with Riviera and with
Mhm.
Alex Smith, it says 2 very feel-good stories. Why not make the postseason?
I was surprised that Dallas lost by that much. Not watching the game, I wasn't surprised that they lost. They were horrible, but I was surprised that they. I mean, that's just it's pretty desperate down there.
I haven't.
Shout out Zeke Elliott in his half shirt for getting me 2 fantasy football points.
Oh, I liked it this week. I'm playing you. Well, I like it every week. So I'm not a Cowboy fan by any means, and so I like the Cowboys more than I like Jerry Jones. Let's put it that way. So I like to watch him suffer.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Cardinals and the Patriots. Both these teams need to win to keep in pace.
I think Arizona takes it, but I
Me too.
I'm pulling for New England, obviously.
You are?
Well, yeah,
Hell with you, Mark. To hell
just for
with you.
divisional reasons. I need Arizona. I want Arizona
Okay,
to lose.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm sorry. That's right.
Yeah, but I
Two
don't.
boys in the
I don't
NFC
see.
West.
I don't see New England doing it, but
Yeah,
they could.
it could happen. It could
Arizona's
At least-
defeated, so
It's in Foxborough,
yeah.
so hopefully we get the good Cam Newton.
You never
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
You never know.
Broncos Saints. Taysom Hill. Does he win the second game?
Against that defense, yeah.
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 That game is at Denver and the Saints are going in with a backup quarterback who's largely unknown, and they're still a 6-point favorite.
Well, yeah, because Taysom Hill looked really good in that game there. I mean, that is the ultimate description of a utility player. Just insert here.
Who wouldn't want that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
And-
seen looks that good this week.
yeah. Well, the
Now
very
they have
fact that
to-
yeah, like Jameis Winston is like, you go ahead and sit down, buddy. You go ahead and sit down.
Old 30 touchdown, 30 interception, Jameis. Old 30-30.
Woo. 30-30. That's right, buddy. That's right.
Mhm.
Sad. 49ers Rams. That's Rams all day. Sorry, 49ers aren't doing anything anymore.
Yeah. I really want the 49ers in that game.
For the same reason, but
Same reason I have
Yeah.
a Patriots win.
although
I don't
San
see it
Francisco
happening.
does play divisional teams well. I mean,
They
they have built teams to play the Seahawks and the Rams for
They
years.
do,
and
they
so
do, but they don't have their number one.
they don't
offensive
have,
weapon
yeah.
and their number 2 offensive weapon.
Who's that?
Well, their good-looking quarterback there, Jimmy Garoppolo.
He's
Their number one. Their number one is their tight end.
I don't think he's better than Mullen. I honestly, I get to watch him enough, and
Yeah.
every time that Nick comes in, he's done.
Hey, Hey,
just as well.
Jimmy Garoppolo is backing up somewhere else next year.
Listen, he's there and he's smiling, and somebody's just there, all thinking, "Look, that is a good-looking man."
Yeah.
And that's all you have to do is distract, just to give that extra little half second to throw that ball. That's it. Like, that is a good-looking man.
No, they want to
The only
smash
team
that
that
pretty
They
boy
wanna
face.
smash that.
Yeah, no, I don't think that helps them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The 49ers getting Deebo Samuels back helps, though. That helps them.
but the Rams struggle against a decent defense. I mean, that's their struggles this year have been against, I mean, Jared Goff has gone missing in a few games against
Wait a
some-
second, though. Wait a second. Didn't the Rams just beat the Buccaneers? And the Buccaneers, to me, have a decent defense.
yeah, they're Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
The Rams are super Jekyll and Hyde.
I'm saying when I see the Rams struggle, I'm not saying they struggle every week against defenses,
When
but
I
when they
see-
do, it's
Yeah.
It's when they can't run the ball.
It's when I see it all depends on what you're getting from Jared Goff. That's what
Yeah.
it comes down to. If Jared Goff comes out and he's actually like, I'm going to be a real quarterback today, and then if he comes out and he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing on this team,
Yeah.
it's terrible, right? So, but that defense on the Rams is consistent. Aaron Donald is consistent. He wants to come out there and he's looking to eat. He's looking to eat quarterbacks,
that was
Say
a
I'm
cool
wrong.
story.
Say I'm wrong.
And
That was
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, that was a cool story. That what's his last name? He's a rookie. Him and Tom Brady he picked off Tom Brady twice last week.
Oh man.
But he's a rookie, but he was drafted 199th,
Just like
which
Tom.
just like Tom, 20 years later, and picked him off twice last week. I thought that was a
Wow.
pretty cool stat. Yeah.
That is-
Yeah.
I didn't see
That-
it till
that
after
is
the
cool.
till
Yeah.
just probably yesterday. But I was like, that's pretty neat. You
That
got
is a
these
cool
two-
stat.
yeah.
Yeah.
But-
that is cool.
But that
Okay.
says something about Tom Brady too. 20 years in the league doing that.
20
from
years
that
in the
position.
league.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm glad this is like a great segue here, Mark, because you just brought up
The best
Buccaneers.
segues are the ones you don't talk about, but
Buccaneers, Chiefs, Kansas City rolling into Tampa Bay, and Kansas City's gonna put Tom Brady and the rest of that Buccaneers team on their lap, smack them in their own building, and leave.
They should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they 100% should.
yeah.
The Chiefs' only loss this year is at home.
It is. Isn't that crazy? And
Yeah.
it's against the Raiders. And remember, you were talking about the Raiders running around like the victory lap around their their arrowhead there.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay, so that's your only loss. Let me tell you something. Chiefs are going to smack up. I mean, Tom Brady's going to show up maybe, but they're in trouble. They're in trouble. Yeah, they're in trouble there. The Buccaneers are in trouble.
Yeah, Kansas City favored by 3.5, and that feels like an easy point to take.
Yeah. Here we go. This is something on the docket here for Dave. Bears Packers. Ooh.
This is the division for them, right?
Yeah.
They lose this game, and it's Packers cruising out the rest of the way for the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You beat the Bears here. This is your last stand for the Bears.
Again, it's divisional, but Foles is out, Trubisky's in.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think.
don't know.
Bill.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that Packer defense isn't that terrible.
No.
This is for 1-2 in the NFC North, right?
Yes.
Yeah, with a 3-game lead, 2-game
Yeah.
lead.
A
Yeah.
9.5-point spread for Green Bay.
Yeah.
Listen, Indianapolis, okay, losing to Indianapolis did no favors for Green Bay. So you kind of have to win this one against the Bears. Because if not, then you keep the Bears still in that
In it,
hunt.
yeah.
Yeah. So if they beat the Bears, that's it. You could kiss Bears season goodbye.
It's the Sunday night game too, isn't it? So it's
It is.
Yeah.
It's the
I
main
think
event.
I think Rodgers shows up for that.
Yeah.
The big Aaron Rodgers show.
Hey, but listen, I thought Aaron Rodgers showed up for that game against Tennessee. I mean, honestly, he looked really
He
good.
did.
I don't know what happened with that defense. That Green Bay defense just fell apart.
I know what happened to him.
Do tell.
Derrick Henry.
That wasn't Derrick Henry. That was Indianapolis, Green Bay. What
Oh,
are
that's
you
right.
talking about?
Golly, honestly,
What are you talking about? Derrick Henry just jumping teams. What? Are you...
In my fantasy world, Derrick Henry runs over Aaron Rodgers' defense.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, the ghost of Philip Rivers got them, right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Red
Philip
Sea Bowl.
Rivers, exactly. Holy jeez. Seahawks, Eagles, boys. That
Yep.
seems like a give me.
Should be.
Yeah. Being
I
a
think
Seattle
we-
fan, there
yeah.
are no gimmies.
Yeah.
What's that?
We don't get gimmies in Seattle.
No, come on. That's a gimme if I ever see a gimme. That's a gimme.
The past few years against Carson Wentz, we've gotten a lot of pressure against him, and that's how you beat. That's how you beat the Eagles. So yeah, I think that we probably go over the top of their defense pretty easily. We should have a better running game going.
Listen,
I mean it's what we want.
Carlos Dunlap shows up like the way he showed up
Mhm.
against Arizona. I think you're cruising. You're cruising against this.
Yeah. Again,
So,
I was never a Carson Wentz hater, but really, but he has just gotten worse and worse and worse. I mean,
Terrible.
it's hard to watch even.
It
I don't even know
is.
why he's still playing.
Well,
Well, you can't put it all on him either, though.
Well, I mean, I know
Yeah,
the
he doesn't
line.
have his top
He's
wide
getting hit, but
receivers, yeah.
still,
His receivers, who are his receivers?
I don't know anymore. Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, they're all just banged up nobodies. And they've got
but
it all
he's,
right.
he's
Zach
not
Ertz
even
is-
getting the ball out though. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
I
It's
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree. Sean Soap said he had to walk off. It was
Yeah.
great. I mean, I think that Seattle's defense eats because our strength is the rush.
Mhm.
And that's what Philly's going to try to do is run the ball. They're not going to be able to. They're going to throw the ball, which is, I think as terrible as Seattle is against the pass, they're not as terrible as what Philadelphia is with the pass. And so,
Not if you get a little bit of pressure, just a little bit of pressure.
yeah, just a little bit of pressure, which we've seen that kind of come on, right? With Carlos
Yeah.
Dunlap coming on and them changing
Yeah,
this a little bit more.
It opens it up for everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see
And it's
those
a
line-
primetime
yeah.
game, right? I mean, I hate this game a lot more if it's a 10 o'clock Sunday game. I
Sure.
hate it a lot more. But
Yeah,
that's what
yeah, it's the
prime-
games where Russell shows up, and yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think this should be hopefully an easy game to watch. I know that historically, Seattle games are not easy games to watch. They're fun if you pull them out, but it would be nice to have one once in a while.
It
That
looks like that Chris Carson is trending in the right direction, so he's going to play. So that'll be interesting to see how he meshes back in. You have your first team running back back in the fold, making some moves and then letting Russ throw. I think
it's a great combo when it's there. Yeah, and I think
Talking about-
Philly's defense is primed to get picked apart in it.
it's a Seattle 5.5 point favorite on the road, which is
Yeah.
something to consider, right?
Oh, just to let you guys know, though, boys, you know what November 30th, 2020 represents for you guys, right? On a Monday night. It's the exact same day, too. This is awesome. You know what that represents for you boys, right? It's the 33rd anniversary of Bo Jackson running over.
Yeah,
Where
Yeah,
am I
well,
going with
it's been a
this?
great episode,
Where am I
everybody.
going with this? Bo Jackson running over who? Who?
Brian Bosworth.
Oh, there we go. 33rd anniversary.
Yeah, we knew that.
Mark, do you remember where we were when we watched that happen?
Had to been in Grandpa George's living room. Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah. Although,
Did I just jinx this?
no.
thank goodness.
No, we're way past the Boz curse.
It's definitely just to watch him get run over.
Yeah. I mean, Pete and John Schneider would never have drafted Boz. So we're just a different organization altogether. Different owners, different coaches. It's just, yeah. Again, I watch teams like Cincinnati and the Browns, not to throw you under, but it's just true. Just drafting the eye candy, the Johnny Manziels, that stuff, where you're just like, you should never be, that's not what you should be going after. As soon as that pick happened, I was like, well, the Browns haven't changed. I mean, that's where I was,
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
but
the
that's
very
how the
fact, I mean,
Seahawks were,
Think about that, right? Is that this is not even that far back. It's within the Johnny Manziel era, where they were trying to make a trade to get who was the backup quarterback there in Cincinnati for Andy Dalton for a little bit there. He ended up going to Buffalo. I can't remember his name right now because that's how not important this guy is. It's sad. It's sad. All I know is though is that Cincinnati was trying to make this trade during the trade deadline, and they just couldn't even get the paperwork in on time.
Sure.
Like they couldn't even get the paperwork in on time. It was like, well,
Such a front office fail. Just all
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, and that was Cleveland. that was
Yeah.
Cleveland. It's like, wow. Anyways, Ravens Steelers happening on Tuesday. I'm always about Tuesday night football. We lose Thursday. Man, that's a great game. Steelers are getting the raw end of the deal, but
I still think they pull it. Yeah.
I do too.
I think
I
that
think that's it for the Ravens.
yeah, I think
Goodbye.
Baltimore's just too discombobulated to pull anything together that quick.
You had your MVP season there, Lamar, and that's it. Goodbye. See you later.
I think he's mentally strong enough to bounce back in the next couple of years.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
he's
but-
not a terrible player. I'm just
No.
saying though that considering for what you had,
This year, yeah.
you should have done a lot more. Now, when they played Cleveland that first game, everybody was just like, "Holy smokes! What
Here it goes
are we
again."
watching, right? Yeah. And now, yeah, it's
Yeah, I think it's more of Lamar's young. There's that. I'll still watch every game that he's on just because he's so electric. The same way we watch Michael Vick, right?
Yeah.
He got a lot handed to him early. I don't know. I think he's polarizing that way. I don't think that he's a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. I don't.
yeah.
think
But
he's
did he
Russell
deserve the MVP last season?
I don't think so. Well,
I didn't think so either. I thought that Russell Wilson deserved the MVP last season.
Russell,
Not personally.
Russell, if they gave it, I mean,
Yeah.
Russell won it the first 10 weeks.
Yeah.
The last 6 games, Russell wasn't great.
Yeah.
I think that with what else was around, Lamar Jackson earned it or deserved it last year, at least.
If Patrick Mahomes doesn't blow his kneecap out, then
Yeah.
Patrick probably wins it last year.
Yeah. You know what? Absolutely.
So I think it's
agree.
circumstantial that
Yeah.
he probably wasn't in the right position to win it, but it wasn't because he was
Yeah.
the best season ever.
And that's a good observation. I got a wife's question of the week here. I don't know
Oh,
if you
I don't have one.
it's all good.
I'll take care of
Wow. What is this?
it.
All right, I'm going to read this. It's not even a sports question. This is now like, what in the world, Joanna? Okay.
Well, hold on. So these are questions that our wives write out and that we don't see beforehand.
We don't
Okay.
see them beforehand.
And they
So
don't have to be sports related because that's not what we put into it. It could be any
That's right.
question that you open yourself up for.
all right,
This is your bit, Sean.
this is my bit. What is
Oh.
a man's number one reason for getting married? And love can't be the answer.
Did she say she thinks it's food?
You heard her? Yeah, that's what she said. She thinks it's food. Yeah.
Okay.
I was hoping that nobody could hear her, but no. Yeah, that's what she said.
Here.
Yeah. Thinks it's food. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think.
Right?
We just hit 20 years this year, so I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
We were 19 and 20, so we were young for that. At that point, for me, I would say like it was like the next step.
The next
I
level.
know that's not super romantic, but it was
Yeah.
because we had been together for a few years and we were very compatible, loved each other. I know love can't throw that answer in, but it was kind of like, well, let's get on with it. Like,
Well,
let's get life going. Let's
what
get
else
married,
could it
buy a
be?
house,
It's
have
not
kids.
love.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Well,
understand that.
it's
So
wanting
I'm trying to go around that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like there's an aspect
wanting
where
to-
it was
wanting
kind
to
of like
commit. Yeah.
this is what we do. This is like it's nice to have the security of that relationship and
Yeah.
and where do we go from here except for to marriage to keep that thing going.
Yeah.
So not love but love.
Brad,
Not lust, but love.
there we go. Brad, I like that. I would just say if I can't use love, I mean, what in the world? How about survivability,
Oh, yeah.
compatibility?
You're reaching.
It's hard because I'm sorry, it has to do with love, It's like mainly because she reached down for me. So I I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
That's a very, very super serious question. Thanks, Joanna. I don't understand. Um,
I mean, food is helpful. She's
food
not
is
wrong.
helpful. I
Yeah.
like it. Food is not wrong.
Yeah.
I
I mean, it's always having a nicely decorated house, and
you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
that stuff.
I will admit that. I'll never tell her, but it's like the house always looks amazing, right? If it was my house, there'd be like Tony Montana pictures somewhere, and I don't know
I would
what else.
I would say if we were left to our own devices, it's 2 lawn chairs in the living room with a big ass TV, gaming systems.
And like smells like stinky socks everywhere. What's going on?
Yeah, and it's just takeout. All, because it's like for me, it's like the food argument is what it is, but I can buy food. I can't buy.
Yeah.
I think you stay for the food.
You stay for the. All right.
Come for the cleanliness, stay for the food.
Why does it smell so nice in here? Smells so good.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that was the
clean
first
towels.
thing you notice. It's like it smells so good in here. Oh my gosh. All right. Do you have a one-on-one question here, Brad?
I do, but it's terrible. You're not gonna like it.
Oh, I'll give it. Drop it on me. Drop it on me.
If you could, this is terrible. I promise we didn't talk about this beforehand. If you could make a scent that was your wife, what would it be?
What the?
By the way,
I'm curious.
just so this doesn't become the answer, one of the kids got up and made breakfast while we've been sitting here because I'm facing the kitchen, and there is a giant Costco-sized box of Honey Nut Cheerios sitting on the counter. I mean, it's like that's the closest thing to me.
I
You
think my wife would smell like
had to make a scent.
cinnamon. I'm going for that.
Good.
Mark?
I would say, well, yeah, like what's the scent that comes to, like when you smell it, you go, and it's probably like Nog Chomp or Patchouli for me, which I
Ooh.
really like those smells. I know that can be, but yeah, so kind of her favorite sweatshirt to wear is kind of hippie, kind of hood. And it's pretty accurate.
Well, the reason why I went with cinnamon is because like whenever she makes coffee for me, she always puts cinnamon in it.
Oh, coffee would be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also. But I
first
don't
thing in the
really
morning.
relate that directly to her. But it is a smell that's common. So
Like first thing in the morning, like,
Mhm.
oh yeah. Brad, what's your scent?
It's like a lavender vanilla mixture. I don't know why. Just what it is.
That's what I spread.
Is that what's in the toilet?
No, that's what she sprays in the bed sheets. So.
Oh, okay. It's a
Smells
big
like someone getting pregnant.
difference. Oh.
Generally, my inner Russell Wilson. She was also standing at the door listening because she thought she was enjoying that. So I had to get it.
All right, my one-on-one question to you, Brad, because I have to bring this back up there because they haven't been playing it all this season, so I'm going to keep them a little bit vibrant here. What does Edmonton name their CFL team next season?
Oh wait, I need some backstory. They don't have a name right now.
No, they don't. They just did the exact same thing that Washington did because they were called the Edmonton Eskimos forever, right? So they switched their name to right now the Edmonton football team. What do you think that they're going to end up calling themselves?
The Igloos. Can they be the Igloos?
Well, that would, I don't know about the Igloos. How about the Frozen
Lakers?
Pucks? The Edmonton Frozen Pucks.
It's football.
I know.
Why would they do that?
It makes no sense. No sense. Yeah.
Like the CFL. The CFL makes no sense either.
You
Well,
know,
I
the
mean-
CFL's older organization than the NFL, right?
Yeah, and they have this big shiny silver cup that's beautiful. And they said, what would really bring out the essence of this? And they said, how about gray?
Well, no, it's because
I know what it is.
Okay,
I know
all
who
right,
it's
all
named
right.
after. It's still a gray cup. Gold cup? Silver cup? Now, how about
Listen,
gray?
it was named after Lord Stanley Gray, right? So,
I know.
We know. We know.
I know it all. I
Well, you know
but
it.
it's still
John,
still gray.
we watched decades of CFL football.
I know Lombardi isn't much better, but
At least it's not a color. It's an hilarious analogy. Like, should we name it the Gold Cup? No, it's too showy. What's silver?
All right. You're skirting around this question though. What's Edmonton's new name?
I gave you one. You didn't like it.
What's that? The Igloos.
Yeah.
That was real. That was your real guess there. What in the world? What are we?
What was I gonna get? I don't know.
What in the world? Well, the Edmonton Penguins.
That's a better name than Eskimos. All right, that's a dumb name.
No, for sure. I totally agree. How about the Portagers? Edmonton
I know what that
Portage.
How about the Sportages?
The Sportage.
Sportages. The Edmonton Sportages.
sporting Edmonton.
Yeah. Sportage Edmonton.
What's the
Sportage.
what's the like the white Bigfoot, the snow,
abominable snowman?
yeah.
Yeah. The white Bigfoot.
That's the most Pacific Northwest reference ever. You know that Bigfoot guy we got? Like, what's that one you guys think you have?
Yeah, like like frozen Sasquatch. Like that's what they should go for, something like that.
I like it.
Frozen Sasquatch.
Yeah.
It's the frozen Sasquatch.
Or they could even be the make it plural, like the Sasquatches, or what would that be in French? Sasquatche.
Sasquatch. Well, the Alouettes, right? It's a bird, right?
Yeah.
And
Is
it's
it?
from
Or is
yeah,
it a
it
song?
is. Yeah. It's from the song. And do you know what the song's about?
Nope.
Hey, mon ami, dans Québec. Hey.
Still don't know.
J'ai expliqué maintenant les chansons chanceux Alouette. So Alouette, gentil Alouette, gentil plumerai,
That's
gentil
my-
plumerai les
That's the
yeux,
French language.
gentil plumerai les yeux. So you know what they're singing about? They're talking about the bird and how
I
they're
thought
going to
it was
pick out
Edmonton
how they're going to
singing
pick out their
about-
eyes, how they're going to pick out their legs. They're going to pick out. That's what the song's about. They're picking out stuff. It's like, gentil plumerai. That means I'm going to pull out your eyes. Gentil plumerai les yeux,
Very
et les yeux, et les yeux. Oh, alouette, gentil alouette, gentil plumerai. Which means I'm gently going to pull it off. Gently going to pull it off of you. Your eyes. Ah, yes. J'aime Québec. Maintenant beaucoup. Oui. Merci beaucoup. Anyways, what was this? Week 18?
Yeah.
Episode 18? Man, it was such a great time, Mark, to have you on. I hope you come
thanks.
on again very shortly.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, it was great talking some sports there. Brad, it's always a good time. Yeah.
I'm just happy I could bring you your favorite Tesh brother today. That was-
Oh, come on, Brad. Oh, stop that. Stop that.
I'm not the one that said it first. You said it first.
He can
I
like
did.
us for different reasons.
Yeah, that's
know.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. I like you both.
More to make him uncomfortable and apologize.
It was coming. It was coming. You were this close until you said what you're trying to do. I'm sorry, Brad. Hey, listen. keep subscribing here.
Thanks again, Flyers, for the beer.
Mhm.
We appreciate you. Go see them. They've got a great outdoor seating area. They've got specials on their Facebook page. You can order online. It's all super easy. Great service. So go see them. Support them at this time.
Absolutely. And remember to subscribe. All things Guys Beer Sports, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. I hope to see you there. You want to talk to us, messenger us, messenger us, and make certain that you follow us on Guys Beer Sports, our group page, Guys Beer Sports, our Facebook page, Instagram page. We're also on TikTok. We ain't dancing. Okay.
Right. Well, one of us is not dancing. One of us. And then Mondays we go live. If you want to jump on, like Mark is here, and you want to talk real quick, get on that link and jump in. We'll be happy to talk to you.
Love to.
Next time.
All right.
Peace.
Till next time. Peace.
You've listened to the podcast, but now it's time to visit us in our virtual sports bar. Get all of our info at guysbeersports.com, where you can find all the ways to connect with us. Watch for live conversations with Brad and Sean that happen throughout the week, and join in with your favorite local beer. You can share your thoughts in the conversation comments with your own uploaded videos, or even join us as a guest live commentator. The GBS Virtual Sports Bar is open for business. Come on in, boys and girls.